forfeited your right to live at all.
I'm going to sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
6 consecutive sentences of life imprisonment without the possibility of release or parole.
From a standard life sentence to a jaw-dropping 3,000 years, today we're diving into the most extreme punishments ever handed down by the justice system.
Count 12, murder in the first degree. After deliberation, Rebecca Wingo. We, the jury, do not have a unanimous final sentencing verdict on this count, and we, the jury, understand that as a result, the court will impose a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole on this count.
Doesn't seem too shocking for a man who killed a dozen people in a shootout and injured many more. I mean, the most he could get is 12 life sentences, right? But what came unexpectedly for this man was another 3 millenniums of imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Convicted murderer, theater shooter James Holmes sentenced to more than 3,300 years in prison today. That's on top of the 12 life sentences he's already serving. The judge sentencing Holmes to 48 years in prison for each count of attempted first-degree murder, 32 years for each count of second-degree attempted murder, and another 6 years for the booby trap.
Man's respawn point won't be moving an inch for another 30 to 40 lives.
The jury has returned the following verdict. Verdict form number 1, we find the defendant guilty of robbery in the first degree. Signed, foreperson. Have I accurately portrayed your verdict, sir? And do the rest of you agree with that representation? Very well.
Does he know what 2 life sentences actually mean? His response to being called a cold-blooded murderer is, "Oui, this chair swings." Sometimes a life sentence or 2 isn't enough for people like them, especially this mother.
Unprotected, to suffer what I heard was the most gruesome death imaginable, with no food, no water, no protection, and lying in her own feces. You decided you needed a vacation. You left your baby, Jalen, trapped in a pack and play without food and water for 10 days. I'm going to sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
This case doesn't just revolve around negligence. It's straight up evil. She deserves the same kindness she did to her kid. No food, and no water, and no protection.
The serial rapist Joseph McCann was today told he will spend at least 30 years behind bars for the horrific attacks he carried out, handing McCann 33 life sentences for sex attacks on 11 women and children. The judge called him a psychopath, a coward.
What even is the point of 33 life sentences? Is the court going to make sure that no matter what life form he takes after reincarnation, he won't be able to escape the eyes of justice?
For people who commit these offenses, these sentences must be imposed in order to prevent like-minded people, as they're accused, from committing further offenses of this nature.
And its verdict? 5 life terms, 1 for each of the crimes, including murder and rape.
The judge didn't hold back even a bit, and it's the most suitable decision ever, because 1 life sentence clearly isn't enough for a predator like this guy.
I would have killed more.
Like in the case of Ahmed Ali Alid, a Moroccan asylum seeker who is facing murder charges in Hartlepool, England.
You're under arrest on suspicion of attempted murder. Times 2. You don't have to say anything.
Sounds like that judge really held a grudge against him. She wasn't messing around at all. This guy got served life imprisonment without the chance of ever getting out because he decided to turn the frozen food aisle into a crime scene.
We, the jury, in the above account cause, find the defendant, Roland K. McDavid, to commit murder.
Too late to pull a move like that because she still ain't evading the sentencing, following her terrible life choices, especially the one where she hired the worst hitman in the state to finish the job.
A jury deciding the death penalty for Dylan Roof, who walked into that church and then shot and killed 9 parishioners who had invited him to pray with them. Tonight, Dylan Roof's final words to the court. ABC's Steve Osinsami leading us off.
It took jurors only 3 short hours. The most appropriate sentence is death.
Even a death sentence is not harsh enough for what this monster did. He didn't just violate a building, he broke the code of peace in a sanctuary where people feel the safest, making his actions even more disgusting.
The result is pretty much preordained. There's 6 consecutive sentences of life imprisonment without the possibility of release or parole.
It's the opportunity to live out your life to its natural end.
6 counts of aggravated murder? Yeah, at that point, Life imprisonment was the only inevitable choice that the judge was left with.
Jason Allen Thornburg, you have been adjudged by a jury to be guilty of capital murder, and the juror has answered the special issues, making it mandatory that your punishment be death. Therefore, this court sentences you, Jason Allen Thornburg, to death.
It's no shock this guy got the death penalty. He is not just any man. He's a killer, straight out of a horror movie. He is a cruel butcher who has absolutely no regard for human life.
Court defendants serve a term of life without parole. As to count 4, for the offense of attempted murder.
The judge did what he was supposed to do here. He should have thought twice before taking a life and destroying many others.
Convicted serial rapist Ngosinathi Phakathi has been handed down a hefty sentence of 42 life imprisonment sentences, in addition to 791 years with 6 months for kidnapping, assault, and theft.
Keeping the usual penal system in mind, 42 life sentences is a hell of a time for himself to become the prey. Well, from what we have heard, it doesn't end well for guys like him behind bars.
In count 1, I will sentence you to death. Count 2, you will be sentenced to death. In count 3.
The kind of horror this man committed doesn't make him eligible for a second chance. He turned a place where people go for some peace and shopping into a lethal war zone.
So you find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree?
Yes.
Is that unanimous?
Yes.
This kid just wasted the prime years of 2 people, his own and the one he ended with his own hands. The judge didn't have second thoughts after looking at his face before giving him a sentence that would shatter his life.
Tonight, a Mississippi teen sentenced to life in prison without parole for murdering her mother and attempting to kill her stepfather.
We, the jury, sentenced the defendant, Carly Mass and Gregg, to life imprisonment.
15-year-old shooter Carly Gregg sobbing in court as she learned her fate.
This girl is on a level of coldness and betrayal that is hard to process for even the strongest minds. And she got what she deserved, a lifetime imprisonment, a chance to sit behind bars for the rest of her life and reflect on her thoughts.
So the total bond would be $2,500, broken down $1,000 resisting without violence, $1,000 for the DUI, and $500 for the expired driver's license. Is there anything else before me involving Mr. Beaver?
The only shocker here is the fact that our courts don't discriminate between a common man and a star. As for the fine, we all know that's not even something he would give a damn about.
This court finds the aggravating factors heavily outweigh the mitigating circumstances and that death is the proper penalty. Marlon Maurice Joseph, you have not only forfeited your right to live among us, but under the laws of the state of Florida, you have forfeited your right to live at all.
Wow, those are some cold, heavy words, but are completely befitting of a man like him who ruthlessly murdered a woman and her daughter.
What did they give you?
I got 3 consecutive life sentences plus 106 years.
3
consecutive life sentences
plus
106 years for some stuff that don't even carry this kind of time. None of the charges carry this type of time, none of them. But I got time like I killed.
At this point, the judge didn't just throw a single book at this guy, he threw an entire library at him. The punishment given to this guy is just indirectly saying, you're never breathing free air again, not now, not ever.
I didn't mean to kill Oscar. Ashley, I really didn't. I really think I did it. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Great, here come the waterworks. Isn't it ironic that he keeps crying over how he beat his girlfriend's little boy to death? Just because he won't stop crying?
I can't take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin.
Well, tell that to the dead kid you couldn't stop from killing back then. If only someone could tell him that his bawling and crying will not bring the innocent kid back.
Based on his short life now, what is to say he won't do this again?
Well, we don't know that. I think it's completely unlikely. It was a situational, circumstantial thing.
The record will show that you admitted that on July 23rd, 2013, in a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me."
Well, look what the judge just uncovered. How brilliant. Apparently, all you need to do to dodge justice is cry a little and hope the court forgets about the crime. Truly a masterclass act to outshine the judge. Too bad it couldn't pass through. I'm sure you like this video, and if you want to watch more of such stuff, like our video, and check out the rest of our videos on our channel.
appoint the public defender for you.
That's horse. You do whatever the you want.
Excuse me?
My name is Mr. Green, man. I'm the federal witness of the United States federal government. I demand respect. You. Let's get a damn crowd along y'all did and figure out what you're doing.
He is a petty thief, nothing else. And screaming at the judge is not going to erase his record. Bro should have just admitted the petty theft charges and stopped right there. But he had to try his luck like this next idiot, who had a higher count on his head.
Stand up. I have the right to stand up. I have the right to stand in court. I have the right to stand in court. No, they don't want to stay on you.
Ah, yes. Nothing screams, I'm totally in control, like getting body slammed by a dozen officers. If resisting arrest was a sport, this man just set a world record for losing. If there's one way to guarantee zero sympathy, it's cursing out the grieving family. He's not just guilty, he's practically handing out reasons why he belongs behind bars.
Your mom should have swallowed you. You are a waste of breath. And when you die and go to hell, I hope you rot.
See you there. You ain't gonna be there either. You ain't gonna be there either.
This guy's only proving everyone's point in real time. No remorse, no dignity. Just pure, vile ignorance on full display. If he wanted sympathy, he just buried it 6 feet under, right next to his future.
You are not samurai! Stop! You do not speak truth! Stop. You only want to destroy! You have no Bushido!
Looks like we've officially entered the one-man circus act. Slapping his own head like a glitching robot before launching into a full-blown meltdown. If insanity were a defense, he's making damn sure he gets the part. Honestly, who could blame them? Sitting there, watching their mother's killer show zero remorse, they just snapped. Front row seats to real justice. The court had the order, but their fists made the final argument. On the other hand, some choose forgiveness, even when their hearts are shattered into a million pieces, just like this next man.
On the act of involving to kill him.
The judge, also overcome with emotion, called for a recess.
In a world built on vengeance, this man chose mercy.
One another, proving that sometimes kindness does prevail.
It takes unimaginable strength to embrace the person who took everything from you. But somehow, he did. Because true forgiveness isn't weakness. It's the ultimate power.
As to the other case... Who is this Cynthia Cuba? Tell me! I thought you allegedly tried to hit with the pliers. The other case... F-5426... The bond gun is $5,000.
Oh, bold move. Insulting the one person who decides whether you walk free or stay behind bars. At this rate, she's not just losing her bond, she's securing herself an extended stay. And let's be honest, there have been much more insane people in the courtroom than her.
Who I'll defer to in a moment, that they are now stipulating that Mr. T.
Oh, brilliant. Turning on the only person actually trying to help him. Now, instead of just losing his case, he's racking up extra charges and getting a front row seat to his own legal downfall.
$1,000 bond and no return. While I see no priors, I do believe this is obviously not your run-of-the-mill grand theft.
Oh, you, Linda. Who cares what you have?
Mr. Miller, excuse me, but your microphone is on, and if we have one more outburst like that, we're going to be having a very serious discussion with your supervisor.
Ah, yes. Nothing says innocent like attacking your own lawyer. At this point, the prosecution can kick back. He's making their case for them.
No, she doesn't know that I did that to that woman.
Let's take the Jacoria for police.
Oh yes, the classic courtroom meltdown. When logic runs out, just start trashing office equipment. Too bad that PC isn't the one handing down his sentence. But the officers sure handed him something else.
Williams conducted 3 armed robberies before leading police on a high-speed chase. He was later arrested and convicted. Now, at his sentencing, Williams would not stop talking, despite more than a dozen warnings from the judge.
That means zip it right now. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. That's a violation of the info law.
Oh, now he's shocked? He had no problem pulling the trigger, but the second he has to watch himself do it, suddenly, reality kicks in. Too bad regret doesn't rewind time. His victims didn't get a second chance, and neither will he.
There's no way I'm going to try this case or have any further proceedings, or I'll have to see you for one further setting. Set for the hearing next week.
Yeah, brilliant move, mate. When words fail, just go full caveman. Too bad spitting at the judge won't change the verdict. It just guarantees he's going exactly where he belongs.
There were issues yesterday, and you said you'd get back to me.
All right, so why you got issues? Why can't you're saying that you can't be fair and impartial to both sides? You're going to completely throw out our entire justice system because you don't want to be fair and impartial.
Your Honor, may we approach? Your Honor.
No, you can't approach. You're not going to be fair and impartial.
Well, that's one way to make sure justice is literally served. Gavel. Overrated. This judge just went full, take the law into your own hands mode.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that you get a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
Man, this guy chose the wrong career. He could have been an athlete. But seriously, he went full throttle on self-destruction. Brilliant strategy. When you're already losing, why not make it worse? Attacking the judge isn't just bold, it's a first-class ticket to an even longer sentence. Hope he's ready for his next hearing, in restraints. So we have a new move called the twerk your way to freedom defense. Bold strategy, genius. Maybe if he put half as much effort into his case as he did into shaking his ass, he wouldn't be twerking his way straight into a jail cell.
You just gave me 40 years. Sir? Yes. You just gave me 40 years. Well, guess what? Sir, what's this?
Throwing a tantrum wasn't enough. He had to take it to the next level with a full-on biological attack. If his goal was to prove he belongs in prison, mission accomplished.
All that's holy.
What?
All that's holy. Yeah.
Oh, all that's holy. Yes, sir. I didn't recognize your twang.
Ma'am, have you ever thought of doing a stand-up routine? Have you ever thought about that?
I did. Well, if you pay me good money, sweetheart, I'll be there. I'm really short of funds.
Leave it to an 80-year-old to turn a courtroom into an open mic night. Forget legal arguments. She's here for the comedy special.
You will see who is the mass murderers in Tampa Bay.
Representing himself? Bold choice. Screaming at the attorneys? Even bolder. At this rate, he's not just losing the case, he's auditioning for an anger management class in prison. Ah yes, the classic Mission Impossible courtroom escape, except with zero planning and a taser finale.
Куда нажать? Дайте руку.
Сейчас, я тебе дам руку. Блядь, спустись, блядь. Ко мне, блядь.
Все.
Сука,
Я
тебе дам.
Я отпускаюсь.
1 second he's Spider-Man, the next he's flat on the floor, begging for a ladder. First up, Ricky Hand, sentenced to 40 years for armed robbery. But somehow his attorney took it worse than he did.
Did you just give me 40 years? Sir? Yes. You just gave me 40 years. Well, guess what? Sir, what's this?
Nothing says I'm innocent like assaulting your own lawyer, with a handful of fresh regret. And yet, he still thought the real crime was his attorney's performance. Next up, Ryan Stone, who took going for a drive to a whole new level with a 60-mile car chase, plus a side of kidnapping and carjacking. Now he's looking at a 160-year vacation with a chance at freedom in just 75 short years.
My lawyer told me I made the news in the UK and Australia. If you type in Grand Theft Auto on YouTube, my comes up first.
Ah yes, the pinnacle of achievement. Forget degrees or Nobel Prizes. This guy made global headlines for stealing a Honda. Truly a legacy to be proud of. Next up, Mason Bryant, 22 years behind bars for robbery, kidnapping, and weapons charges. But wait, there's more. He tacked on an extra 6 years for throwing a tantrum.
The court determines that you have or will have the ability to pay restitution.
Brilliant strategy, shouting at the judge like that'll shave time off the sentence. Congratulations to him on another 6-year bonus. Next up, Leonid Grazer, an 18-year-old who took family drama to a new level. After brutally murdering his sister, he swapped prison for a lifetime of psychiatric treatment, only to try and dodge it. That was never going to end well for him. A for effort, F for execution. If only he had put that much creativity into staying out of jail in the first place. Next up, Curtis Wayne Travis. A home invasion, a stolen car, and a fatal hit and run all in one night. That earned him life without parole, but he didn't take it well.
The family over there, they're happy. That's not what your brother or whoever he was, he didn't want me to lie.
Yeah, sure. If there's one way to earn sympathy, it's by throwing a tantrum at the people who already despise you. Flawless strategy. Next up, Ronnie O'Neill III. 3 life sentences plus 90 extra years. But it's what he did in court that left everyone speechless.
Fabricating! Fictitious government you ever seen. By the time it's all said and done, you will see.
Ah yes, the classic strategy, yelling your way out of an argument, because nothing says credible defense like an opening statement that sounds like a street brawl. Next up, Rakeem Michner was convicted in 2016 on 2 counts of sexual battery through force and was designated a sexual predator. His outburst in a 2014 pre-trial hearing got him dragged out of court, setting the tone for what came next.
Leave! 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 Get out of here!
Bold move, demanding everyone leave like he owns the place. Too bad the only one getting escorted out was him, with a little extra force. Next up is Brock Hunter McKinney, facing charges for domestic violence and drug possession with a $50,000 bond. But his courtroom appearance, let's just say it was far from ordinary.
We're out of here, man. This is George 8, man. I don't give a for real, I don't give a hold on a second, so
And here we have the classic tough guy exit. Talk big, drop some profanity, and strut away, straight into a longer sentence. A true masterpiece of self-destruction. Next up, Percy Phillips, linked to a 1993 murder that sent an innocent man to prison. His 2022 trial ended in a mistrial, with no retrial in sight. But back in 2009, his courtroom meltdown was something else. Bold strategy, hurling slurs only to be tasered and put down. A shockingly bad decision. Next up, Todd Winkler, convicted of murdering his wife and sentenced to 26 years to life. But his trial? Let's just say his behavior had the courtroom pausing for a moment.
You are not samurai! Stop. You did not speak truth! You only want to destroy! You have no Bushido! You have no Bushido! Stop.
Nothing like a dramatic self-concussion to try and sell your point. Too bad the only thing he destroyed was his last shred of dignity. Next up, Diana Lovejoy. Once a fitness instructor, now serving 26 years to life for a murder-for-hire plot gone wrong. But her trial was nothing short of a drama.
McDavid, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
All right, we're going to need to take a break. Bring it down to that. And if we could have the jury list.
Ah yes, the classic hit the floor, drop the sentence maneuver. Spoiler, it never works. Next up, Dale Roy Greenman, arrested for stealing cigarettes in a Gatorade, but his real crime? Losing his cool in court when the judge brought up his past. And trust me, it was a meltdown worth watching.
Case today, I am gonna appoint the public defender for you.
That's horse. You do whatever the you want.
Excuse me?
My name is Mr. Greenman. I'm the federal witness of the United States federal government. I demand some respect, you. Let's get a jam round along, y'all.
He did not do himself a favor, there did he? Should have just gone through his mild punishment, but he had to ask for more serving of justice. Next up, Mitchell Blair, the so-called freezer mom, was sentenced to life without parole for the brutal murders of her 2 children. But in court, she didn't just defend her actions, she completely lost it.
Everybody wanna know yes, I did kill her!
In a lightning bolt.
When all else fails, go out swinging with a profanity-laced tirade. Bold move for someone already drowning in heavy charges. Next up, Antonio Rosales, charged with child rape, kidnapping, and attempted murder, faced trial in Florida. But as the prosecutor made their case, tensions in the courtroom erupted. When the law isn't on your side, just start wrecking office equipment. Nothing screams innocent like a full-scale courtroom meltdown. Our next guy, Nelson Walker, took courtroom hearings to a whole new level, showing up to court in the very Miami Dolphins jersey he stole.
All right, Nelson Walker.
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. All right, you're charged with stealing a Dolphin jersey.
Ah yes, nothing says innocent like rocking the stolen goods in front of the judge. Bold move. Let's see how that works out. Next up, Tracy Hunter, once a Hamilton County judge, now a convicted felon. But when it was time to trade the bench for a jail cell, she didn't go quietly. It's pathetic how she's dragged out like a deflated balloon, and her family turns the courtroom into a full-blown circus. Gotta say that it was justice served with a side of chaos. Next up, Nicholas Kyle Garrison thought 6 months behind bars for drug possession was too much, so he made a run for it right from the courtroom. And unexpectedly, he actually made it out. Dude took off like the Flash, while the officer went full stuntman over the railing. It's hilarious how our runner actually got away. For now. Next up, Daniel Nicholson, facing charges for attempting to escape custody and injuring officers, was sentenced to at least 12 months in prison. But before that, he tried to make a break for it right in the middle of the courtroom. Thought he was executing the perfect jailbreak, right up until he met the final boss in uniform. One swift takedown later, and all that effort just bought him extra bruises and charges. Next up, Dale Williams Sr. got 23 years to life for murdering Elizabeth Pledger Stewart, but before he could leave the courtroom, her sons lunged at him. Courtroom justice got an upgrade. Fists first, questions later. Their mom's killer learned the hard way that some verdicts come with a beating before the sentencing. Next up, Darrell Brooks, convicted of 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide for the Waukesha parade attack, turned the courtroom into chaos. What happened next forced an emergency break.
From 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
Right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared. And we're taking a break.
When your courtroom strategy involves an intimidation contest with the judge, you know you've already lost. Bonus points for making her call a timeout just to reset the sheer absurdity of it all. Next up, Christopher Teal, charged with a 2018 sexual assault, remained in custody on a $1 million bond. However, in court, tensions reached a breaking point. Nothing says graceful acceptance like a smug grin followed by an attorney slap. Too bad all he earned was a front row seat to a courtroom security dogpile. Next up, Joseph Zeeler, sentenced to death for a brutal double murder, faced his final courtroom moments. But just before the verdict was sealed, he made one last violent move.
Relax. I'm talking. Are you okay? I'm fine.
That attorney leaned in expecting a whisper, not a full-force elbow and an instant nose realignment. Bet he's updating his resume and his dental records at the same time. Next up, Taylor Shabusiness, facing charges of murder and dismemberment, sat through a routine pre-trial hearing until the judge's decision set her off.
Stop it. Rachel, call.
Her attorney signed up for a defense case, not a wrestling match. It's a good thing the officer had a one-person takedown policy. Next up, Melissa Hardwick, sentenced to 10 days for contempt, sat fuming in the courtroom until she decided to take matters into her own hands. What happened next sent the room into chaos.
Oh no.
Launching yourself at the judge? Bold move. Unfortunately, courtroom gymnastics don't come with a reduced sentence, just extra charges. Next up, Damon Kemp, sentenced to life for the double murder of his roommates, entered the courtroom restrained in a wheelchair. But what he did stunned everyone. Rolling into court like it's a haunted house attraction, screaming for divine intervention. Bold strategy. Too bad that funny faces don't work as a legal defense. Ah yes, the good old courtroom dash. A bold move with zero success. This man was tackled faster than his lawyer could say, "Bad idea." From a courtroom cage to a ceiling escape, the next convict, Leonid Grazer, aimed high but fell even harder. Leonid was convicted of brutally murdering his sister and was on trial when he pulled off a stunt like this.
Nice meeting you.
Куда нажать? Дайте руку.
Сейчас, я тебе дам руку. Да.
Меня хочу.
Спустись, блядь.
Сюда.
Ко мне, блядь.
Все.
From courtroom defendant to wannabe Spider-Man, this man thought the ceiling was his way out. Too bad gravity and a taser had other plans. Much like the other guy, who pulled a move no one expected. Vanishing in plain sight. One moment he's in custody, the next he's gone. Gotta say, that's one smooth escape, due to his presence of mind. Man treated his court trial like a GTA mission. Much like the next one, Diego Jose Zayas Martinez, who was convicted of multiple charges, including assault and property damage. The moment he hit fresh air, he took off like Usain Bolt. Too bad the officer chasing him had better stamina and a score to settle. Next up, we have Rayton Woodford, who was on trial for probation revocation and decided to take a dash. The judge drops 5 years and boom, a flash of white streaks past the camera like a glitch in the Matrix. Spoiler, it's not a ghost. Just a guy realizing prison isn't for him. Unlike him, the next guy we have strolled from the courtroom, and the building like he was a ghost seen by none. No drama, no sprint, just a guy casually standing up and walking out like he just finished his coffee at the park. Bold, or just plain ridiculous? You decide. Next up, Cyrus Matthews, who is facing misdemeanor charges and was sentenced to 2 months in prison. The judge drops the sentence, and this guy just leaves. No argument, no hesitation, just pure denial on legs. Apparently, prison is now something you can just opt out of. Next up, we have Joel Sanchez Delgado, who was being brought to court to face multiple charges, including residential burglary and theft of services. Oscar-worthy performance. 1 second, he's a fragile inmate in a wheelchair with a neck brace. The next, he's sprinting like he just got drafted for the Olympics. Miracles do happen, just not for long. Next up, we have 2 convicts dashing through the courtroom with a judge. Yes, a judge on their tails. Tanner Jacobson and Cody Howard were facing charges of third-degree driving with a suspended license. Cody was also facing charges of second-degree burglary, first-degree trafficking in stolen property, and 2 warrants for failure to appear in court. The inmates take off, and so does the judge, whipping off his gown like Superman ditching his cape. Justice isn't crippled nowadays, it's sprinting full speed after 2 fugitives. Next up, we have another pair of convicts, Mario and Jose Guzman, who were out on bond in connection with drug charges. Ah yes, the classic parkour my way to freedom strategy. Bold, reckless, and exactly as successful as you'd expect. Bonus points for the dramatic background screaming. However, that one's nowhere near this guy, Christopher Clay Rudd, who was also on trial for drug allegations. When the courtroom exit isn't dramatic enough, why not add a full dive off the first floor? Nothing says bad decisions like turning a sentencing into a trust fall, with zero trust and zero planning. Next up, we have this guy. Against all odds, this guy actually pulled it off. 1 second he's midair, legs flailing, the next, he's gone. A getaway so sloppy it shouldn't have worked, but somehow did. Man dodged everyone except the cameraman. Next up, we have Derek Wright, who was facing speeding and domestic abuse charges in court. He made it 5 steps, maybe 6, before 2 guards turned his great escape into a full contact sport. Thanks to the taser, one loud scream and his rebellion short-circuited on the spot. Next up, we have Eddie Villalobos, facing several charges, including murder in the 2nd degree, unlawful use of a weapon, elude, 2 counts of burglary in the 1st degree, reckless driving, and reckless endangering. He played it cool, stood up, took a casual step, and then, boom, full sprint. The guards blinked, probably processing their life choices, and leaped after him. Rookie mistake. Never underestimate a man who just got his shackles off. Next up, we have William Demopoulos, who was charged with criminal damage, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and obstructing official justice. Teenage rebellion at its peak, refuses to cooperate, then suddenly goes full action movie, vaulting over a table like he's in a stunt scene. Too bad reality hit fast. And so did the officers. Nicholas Kyle Garrison thought 6 months behind bars for drug possession was too much. So he made a run for it right from the courtroom. And unexpectedly, he actually made it out. He went Sonic real quick and actually pulled off a successful escape. But hey, at least that officer tried, unlike the bunch of marshmallows in the case of Callum Finter and his homie who pulled an escape so effortlessly that it looked like a movie scene. Pure chaos. 1 teen on the run, 2 officers in pursuit, and then, like a true sidekick, his friend hits the magic button. Doors open, freedom calls, and just like that, they pull off a courtroom escape straight out of a heist movie. Those running potatoes were like, nah, he ain't worth it before going back. And talking about useless cops, we have a bunch who were chasing Rashad Hawkins, a man who was sentenced to serve time for failing to pay child support. Moves like he's got a map no one else does, takes the stairs, hits a dead end, then just drops from the 2nd floor like gravity's a suggestion. Meanwhile, the officers scramble like NPCs trying to find the actual exit. Next up, we have another man who ran away from a courthouse where he was facing charges of child abuse,
It's a man trying to escape custody from inside an Oklahoma courthouse. This video going viral.
Full speed chaos. Him sprinting for dear life. The guard right on his heels like a heat-seeking missile. One wrong step, one grab away, and this chase is about to end very badly.